Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the covert narcissist and some of their traits, some of their personality dynamics, behaviors, and sort of attitudes and mannerisms as they are expressed in this personality disorder. The covert narcissist has a real sort of harsh judgment lurking within, kind of deep within, that is hidden underneath their exterior, which seems very affable, or I mean, at least very non-confrontational. They're very aloof, very kind of like hidden in terms of their social presence. They're not really very gregarious out there. They can be friendly, but I would say, in a very sort of shy manner. And covert meaning kind of like under detection. You don't really, you wouldn't really consider this person as capable of much. In fact, they might even seem very incapable when you meet them because they can be so docile or so just going with the flow and not really have almost much of a personality because they're not real expressive. In fact, they might not be like super creative, yet they might be highly cerebral or intelligent. They can do perhaps a lot of reading and, maybe escapism through watching TV or things of the nature, but generally very quiet and don't seem to have like a lot of opinions. They don't seem to be, maybe, expressing a lot of judgment or criticism. In fact, they might not really have much of anything to say at all. They might not be very supportive. They might not be very verbal. They might not, you just don't really know where they stand. So I think for most people who aren't really adept at knowing this personality type, they just kind of feel like they're just kind of maybe easy to get along with, and that they just feel like they have a very leader position in the relationship and end up doing a lot of the work, making a lot of the decisions, being responsible for a lot of the ongoings, and just kind of take that on really without questioning it or really without doubting it. Well, when the covert narcissist relationship begins to break down is when, things start to kind of erupt, either with their health or with their job, or you find out some news about them that they're maybe behaving in a less than desirable manner, and you feel that this is really out of character for them. And or they might say something that seems very, very harsh, and this harsh judgment is really kind of when you see the mask fall off, the mask slip, and then you get the chance to see really what's lurking underneath. And it can be quite shocking to people because oftentimes that attitude or really who they are is very different than the person or the personality type that they portray themselves to be. So, people might be quite surprised at some of their very harsh opinions that they have, even about family members, and then treatment towards other family members, where they might, start going on a smear campaign, from the last person who you'd expect it from, or, an affair, cheating on a spouse when, you would think, it would never cross your mind that this person would do something. It's because in the covert narcissist, they have a certain facade on the outside, but that really belays or betrays the real inner workings underneath. And of course, people have a public self, a private self, all that kind of stuff, where people do need quiet time to recharge and stuff. But there's a lot of not congruency between sometimes who they outwardly present themselves to be and then how they really feel underneath. So, and this is not good because they tend to keep it bottled up. They, tend to keep it repressed. So as they get older and older, or like with time, some of this starts to creep out, or they just tend to withdraw it all so that they continue to harbor that superior sort of selfishness within and really sort of withdraw a lot, either physically, emotionally, psychologically, and really don't participate in much the way that they should. And it can be very stressful on people. You think, well, that they, by withdrawing, that maybe that shouldn't be so hurtful, but it is because oftentimes they're depriving people. They're taking much more than they're giving. Um, and so I think that that can be it, is that they tend to be very large takers. And, you don't realize that, you're constantly having to think about them. You're constantly having to take care of them. They constantly want you to be thinking about them, even though they don't outwardly express that. They want to be in the tip of your mind. They want you to be kind of like revolving around them. And a lot of people are doing this in a very unaware manner. They weren't aware that they were putting them at the center of their life, but very much, to the contrary of taking care of themselves. So, it's really not healthy to have someone like that at the center of your life, because what happens is you end up having to constantly be thinking about them, and it keeps you from living your own destiny. It keeps you from living your own life. And, it can be very, very shocking when you expose these people and you realize all the time, attention, affection, love, consideration that you gave them, and you really kind of think about what was given in return. Yes, there were things given in return, but there was definitely something lacking, especially when there's an internal person underneath who has perhaps acted in a betrayal of you. So this is really where that the wounds start to really hurt, and you realize that they have violated you or betrayed you with, either actions and also thoughts, and that then come out, later in life when you thought, you had this loyal partner. So if you've encountered this, please do watch my other videos on the covert narcissist, and please do utilize the tools we describe here to help you become your own person and empowered. Such is the goal of this channel, peace and harmony. Thank you for watching. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.